height and weight. So if you imagine, so we'll do it really, really extreme, really extreme. If you had a very tall, skinny bike or cart with 4 wheels on the side and 50 kilo up the top, it's really unstable, right? You try and go around the corner, it's just going to fall all the way over. So really what you want to do is achieve the opposite of that. So you want to make it as wide as you can, so I think it's the 1.1, and you want to get all that weight and get it down as far as you possibly can, so you're just missing the road, right? So if you look at, for example, the way that guy built his cart, what they actually did on it was get rid of this, they didn't get the weight quite right, the weight distribution on it, because they were surprised how much extra weight they had to add, so that was a little bit last minute for them. But what they basically did was they built their, I'll draw from the side, so this is the back, they built their, like that, their monocoque, their chassis, and then they set their wheels so that the pivot points were sort of like about there, so that when you did the diameter of the wheel, it was, most of their weight was quite low to the ground, so they did that really well. In a perfect world, what they probably should have done is allowed greater capacity to put weights in this area of it. So there's, I think they plonked it at the back, wasn't it? Mm. I think they were putting a fair bit of it at the back.
Well, they had 2-seater, of course.
Yeah.
2-seater?
Yeah.
So the more you can get those weights in, sort of in the middle and down low, the more stable your cart's going to be.
So did they have 2 people steer it, like in the...
No, the front and back.
Yeah.
There were 2 seats and the chap in front was driving.
So you can have like 2 people in the car?
In the design that he put together last year, the winning design was was a 2-seater.
In the race, it's only one person.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So the other thing to think about in terms of weight and height, so obviously you've got the weight of the cart, which is 50 kilos. If you plonked me in the cart, I'm 90 kilos, right? So I'm almost 2 carts worth. So the way I sit, for example, in a cart makes a really big difference to how stable it is. So if I put the base of my seat up here, and I sit upright so that my head is up here, and my big lanky knees go up there, right? I'm adding a lot of weight higher up. So it's probably not the best way to do it. If I did it a different way, so it's more clear. If I put the base of the seat as low as possible and put it on an angle, so my head's back there and my legs are like that, my body mass is all a lot lower. So that helps with stability. Now you go extreme, you go to your luge view and you go all the way back and you can't see where you're going. So, you know, you've got to be a little bit sensible about it as well. But fundamentally, the lower you get your weight, the better your cart's going to particularly go around corners.
So the constraint is on the mass of the cart, that you can have any weight rider in the cart.
Correct.
So what if you were a lighter rider with dive weights in your pockets? That would count.
There's no rule.
A heavier rider.
There's no rule against that.
Is there like a max?
Maybe you don't get caught.
No, I know. So that if you've got 2 people with similar sort of configurations and one is a heavier rider, then they're going to win because they've got more momentum.
Potentially, they're going to win as they go down the straight, but then they're going to suffer at that corner at the end, right?
Okay.
So, and that's the thing. So weight is good sometimes.
Yeah.
So that's the bit I want to just flag on weight and the height of that weight. So that makes a surprising difference, particularly for bigger people that are in the carts. You know, for the 8-year-old in a cart, they weigh 30 kilo. You know, you can have them sitting up here, it doesn't make much difference. But you know, for a bigger person in the cart, the closer you can get the bum to the ground, the better. And the lower you can, you know, there's quite a lot of weight on your head and your shoulders and upper body as well. So if you can get all that down a bit, that's better, right?
Only